Hey Tough Girls, thanks for stopping by today. We are finishing the day of the first day of 2010, so I'm really looking forward to the next decade or so, moving forward and kind of putting this last decade behind us. So one of the things that I realized within the last few weeks is that I lost touch with listening to myself again. And for the last 20 years I've been doing vision work, always doing vision boards and cutting out in magazines and that type of thing. And then I was diagnosed, and suddenly I stopped doing that. And I guess I was kind of afraid to, and kind of wondering, well, you know, certainly I didn't envision having cancer, and that was part of, you know, what happened. So does this really work, or, you know, what's the process here, and why am I even doing this? But I realized that I stopped listening to myself and trusting myself, and that's part of the healing process. I think for a lot of people that have had a cancer diagnosis is learning to trust that process again. So I'm going to share with you 3 of the things that I like to do and that I've been introduced to during the new year of starting fresh and letting the past go, and hopefully one of them will resonate with you and that you'll like to do as well. So the very first one that I've been doing for, like I said, 20 years or so is the process of writing down all of the things that no longer serve you in your life, whether it's people, whether it's a thing or emotions or whatever it is, just writing it all down. And take as long as you need. And after you're finished writing it all down, you just fold it up and give it, you know, and then rip it up. Rip it up. And it's really powerful if you do this in a group. So if you're in a group and you can support each other that way, that's even better. Then if you were in a group, I kind of just use this little bowl here and literally, you know, say a small little prayer like, thank you for these things I no longer need these things in my life. Light a match, and I'm going to put it in here, but safety's sake, blow it out, and let it burn. Watch it burn, watch it disintegrate. You no longer need those things in your life, and give a big thank you. So then moving on from there, you would go and finish a new paper. So this is your new paper of the things that you do want in your life for the next year, or the next 5 years, or the next 10 years. And write that down. It's a letter to yourself. And just, if you have somebody that is doing it with you, give it to them in a sealed envelope, and they can send it back to you in a year, and vice versa. And like I said, it's really powerful, and it's really fun to see what actually happens in the next year, because sometimes you write things down and you forget about it, and then it comes back to you and you're like, wow, that really did happen, or, you know, that didn't quite work out how it planned, but boy, I'm glad that it didn't. And so that's a fun process. The other thing is, of course, a good old vision board, which this one's rather large. I don't have a lot on it right now, but just putting pictures and words of things that you want to come into your life, and just be surrounded by those good things that you like and enjoy, and that you know that will come your way. And recently I was introduced to an accordion book by Miss Carrie Bliss, and of Ladies Who Launch, who I'll share that link with you. But it's just a book. Or you could do a photo scrapbook or something like that. So it's a little more compact, and you don't have to have this, you know, out in front of you every day. So also, Carrie introduced another fun thing for me, is to envision what your closet looks like. When you're doing your visioning work, what does your closet look like? And I thought that was kind of fun, because, you know, if you're getting up and going to work and you're envisioning your perfect day, you go into your closet and pick those clothes out. And I noticed that my closet certainly does not align with what I want to happen, a lot of it, in my process. And so, first of all, I should clean it out, but that's another topic, right? So just envisioning what your closet looks like. What do your clothes look like? What do you do that way? So that was fun, and I will share that link again with you, because Carrie has some great tips with Ladies Who Launch. And the third thing, which was a really powerful story, was brought to me by Miss Annette Matern. And she expressed how the story about, she spent some time with Dr. Chopra, and he gave them 2 journals, and he said in the first one, go home and write your story. Write down everything about yourself, the process, what has happened to you, how you feel about it. Write down the whole thing. And she was very excited and went home like a good student and wrote down everything, and stayed up really late on it and everything, and brought it back to him, and said, here's my story. And he said, great, well, that's your story. You can do with it whatever you want. If you want to burn it, burn it. If you want to keep it, keep it. Do whatever you want with it. That's your story. And then he handed her the second journal and said, now go write your new one. And I think just that in itself was really a powerful step into doing, into the process. And so we have a new story. We have new chapters in our lives. Yes, some things have happened to us, and yes, we can move on to it. This is the new story. This is the new chapter. So whether you're watching this in January or in June, you can start at any time. It doesn't matter. Don't wait for a new year if you're watching this in July or some other time during the year. In fact, I like to do it midway through. So I'm wishing you a year filled of health and happiness and prosperity. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon at the Inner Tough Girls.